Have you ever thought of quitting?
A good question, but we had situations where it was more tough. I wasn't the right guy for the beginning.
And have you ever failed?
We failed a lot.
What are you like as a CMO?
Very hands-on. I like to be on the front, and also I like to be creative. I like to work close to my teammates.
If there was one piece of advice that you can give, what's your mission?
There's another ambitious.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Mo Engage podcast. In this episode, we will be talking to one of the co-founders of Fastic, the world's largest fasting community app with over 50 million app downloads. Without further ado, let me introduce Tobias Berner, the co-founder and CMO of Fastic. Toby, Tobias, what do you prefer to be called?
Toby.
Who is Toby?
I am an entrepreneur since a very long time already. I'm starting my career in 2011 with my first venture. It's called Lavu, was a dating app. I have a lot of passion for this industry, so for the mobile industry. Once the iPhone came out, I definitely was hooked in a sense of I want to build something big on that. Besides the tech, I'm very focused on my health, focused on my sports, focused on my personal habits. So I'm really stick to it. I can be very focused on that. Literally going out for a run every day. Say hello to the gym more or less every day, and focus a lot on eat very healthy.
Was it always like that before?
As far as I remember, I was always very interested in going to a gym. I don't know why. It's not. This is something what not coming from my parents, but I think from the environment, from also some friends.
Yeah.
I think I was always like when we went to a vacation and then there was a gym at the hotel. I would always, can I go there? But no, you're too young. You shouldn't do that with like 12 or 13 years.
I was going to say, yeah, really.
But I always try to do it. Like I always interested in do some sports. Like this was always I did my whole life.
So what do you like to do when you're not working? Or do you actually get time for yourself other than working?
Yeah, of course. I try to have a lot of time for my daughter. So that's very important to me. Focus on family is one of the highest values. I'm in my private life. It's all about sports. Try to combine it to see friends doing sports together. For example, in the summertime, going out for beach volleyball, like it's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I love to play paddle tennis with my friends and going out for a nice dinner. Going to a bar and see as much as possible my family.
What's it like growing up? You mentioned that obviously, you like to spend time with family now. Was it the case going back when you were younger? Take us back to when Toby was, say, 13 years old. What was it like? Did you have a close family?
I had a very close family, and still there is no change. We spent a lot of time together, had very good vacations, so they always support me in any sense, and like they're not holding me back and try out new things. So I can say I had a very, very good childhood, especially when I grew up. Like I can't remember on any day that was really bad, honestly.
And talk to us about your parents. So growing up, what kind of influence have they got in like the interest in sports, the interest in, I don't know, going to the gym or even just growing up in general?
I have a brother. He's 15 years younger than me. my parents decided to have another kid a little bit later.
Yeah.
And I was, I think, influenced by my father. I think he know me like back in the days better than me, and like he looked at me and say, I decided for my first training as a job, and he said like, I don't believe that's the right thing for you. I think you should do something else, and which is something where you have more freedom. He not really can't explain why he feel that, but it was always connected to like a story from my mother. She told me when I was so super young in the kindergarten, I always let's say not want to control the others. Like they say in the kindergarten, oh, we do this and that, and she always told me like that she saw it that I wanna be a leader somehow. And when I was very young, and I think they took it seriously and then let it grow over the years.
Can you remember what it was like? So there's a 15-year gap between you and your brother. Can you remember what you felt back then when you had your brother? Because obviously for 15 years you had the attention from your parents, undivided attention.
Yeah.
But then your brother came along. What was the feeling then?
I can remember it very, very good, actually. So I was 15.
Yeah.
You could imagine that 15 is not is a difficult age. And I think at the first moment I was not so happy about this news from my parents. And then I thought maybe it's a good idea that I try to get a little bit independent from them. When he was born, like I think 1.5 years later, I moved out from the house. I step in my own flat, not so far from them, but was very, very early. I think with 16.
Wow,
yeah,
such a young age.
Yeah, that was very, very young. But again, it was on the same street. It was not that far. But still, I think it was also a good lesson to try to stand at my to start my own life, right?
So was there fear and jealousy and, thinking that, oh, because I've now got a brother, it's almost like you've lost the attention from your parents. And so in a way you're rebelling by moving out. Was that the feeling then?
Rebelling, I would say a little bit. There was no fear. I think it was more a feeling of being a little bit annoyed of the situation. And again, I was 15, and then with 15 you see like you not really understand always the interest of your parents. So you're like starting your own life, and you try to be more far from them. I think I used this time to make it a suggestion to step out, and they're not looking for a new flat, having enough space. Like this was more this point of view.
And what was your parents' reaction when you said, I'm going to move out? At the age of 16, I'm going to have my own flat. Not too far from you, but nevertheless, I'm moving out of this house. What was their reaction?
As always, like and this was not in in a bad circumstances. This was always like, well, I think this is the best thing what I can do now. And they support me also with that. So like money wise, it was not so easy to afford. I stopped working at this time, but still like they helped me out, and I'm very thankful for that.
So moving out, being independent at such a young age, it's almost like you've had it then, being a leader that you are now, wanting to direct and wanting to control and wanting to, knowing what you want has always come from when you were at a young age, it seems. In terms of business, would you say that you've always had that not necessarily passion, but at a young age, have you ever thought of, oh, one day I'm going to have my own business. One day I'm going to be an entrepreneur. One day I'm going to be successful, even if you didn't know then what it was going to be or what that actually meant?
I really believed that very early already. I think I was with 16 or 17, more or less. I started my first internship, working in a manufactory, and I remember that day very closely. I went there the first day, and I think, oh my goodness, this is something what I never will do my whole life. But I have to do it. So like, I need some money. I need to learn a job. This is something where I have to continue with. But still, I was always interested in tech. So I sit always on the computer. Went home on the weekends. Thought what I could do online. Can I earn money online? What is possible? So I like being very interested in that topic. Mm-hmm. And one day there was an opportunity to do like a little side business while doing the internship, which was like a online community for local events like this. So, and I started this together with a friend as a first little business when I was very young.
How old were you then when you...
17 or 18 years.
Oh, still very young.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that internship / training job that you did. What was about it that you really didn't like and made you think, oh, no, this is not for me? But still you went ahead, obviously, and you knew you needed the money. But I want to understand, because that's part of who you are now.
Yeah.
What was that moment when you thought, nah, not for me?
It took a while, even if I don't like it. But my father told me this since day one, or when I applied for this job. He said like, "This is nothing for you. I know that." I said, "Well, they pay good, so let's see." And then when I started, like after a few weeks, went to this the job school. When I was really into the job, I now understood my father's suggestion that I have to change it. Mm-hmm. But still, it takes some time to find something else for like earning money. Mm-hmm. And the day in this internship looked like wake up super early, go to the manufactory. Like we did like creating tools for the car industry. So like something not on the computer, honestly. And this is something what was, as far as I remember, a nightmare. So like it feels like a machine. You have to do it what someone else told you, and don't think, just do it. And this is not my nature.
And was it also that time that made you realize that I know I am going to one day build an app, or at least maybe think, I'm into tech, I'm into building an app, or maybe just tech?
Definitely tech, because at this time the app business don't exist. So that was before the App Store came out. This came later. So like this was a time where like Facebook taking over all over Europe, like you hitting to websites. So this was this age. So but still I was super, like I was playing online games. I was like very, very into that internet thing, like be always online, right?
So interested in the Internet of Things.
100%.
Even back then.
Yeah.
What do your parents do for a living?
My mother is their whole life working in a dentist labor. And my father as well, so they're working together.
They're both dentists.
No, like in a dentist labor, like she creating the teeth.
Oh.
So like this kind of business.
Yeah.
She had this like very long time already. She only stick to that business. I think this is coming from a different age, then
Yeah.
once they have a job, they do it their whole life.
And is it a family business?
Kind of. I think since a few years it's family business, yes.
You've got a young family. You've got a 3-year-old. You've recently moved from Marbella back to where you are from in Germany, Dresden. Can you help paint what a day looks like to you? What's your typical day? How do you start? With a young family, just moved back here. What does it look like?
Yeah, the day is definitely busy. So I wake up early, so between 6:30 and 7, having a few coffees, not only one, having a few. So because I'm stay clean in the morning, I fasting until lunch every day since 5 years, since we stopped fasting. Make myself ready, wake up my daughter, make her ready, make sure that if she is hungry, eat a little bit. Not that much, but if she's hungry, like, prepare her food, put her to kindergarten, and then in my routine is doing sports. If my schedule allows this, I try to do it right away after the kindergarten. So,
Do you love being a father?
yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm by the way very grateful for like the whole COVID situation, that everything turns to home.
Lockdown.
Because so like she was born right in COVID times, and that means that I could stay literally on her side every day. So like no business trips, nothing else, no office. I was every day at home, and then like having like the first 2 years like always on her side was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's she's a lockdown baby, meant that
Yes.
you got to spend
Yeah.
time. You sound like you're a very hands-on father, which is great to hear. And you said that now you wake her up, you prepare food for her, you take her to kindergarten. Being a hands-on dad and also running a business, how do you juggle that? How do you balance to make sure that you're being a very good father, but also you're running a successful business and that can't falter?
It's not that easy sometimes. So to take care of both worlds, it's good to have a family. So I'm very close to them. My mother, my father, my brother, my brother's wife. They help me out if it's needed. They help us out in some sense. And on the other hand, if there is like something very busy, so that means could be a very short night. So if I put her to bed in the evening, and that means not that my day ends automatically on the couch. So that could be that I'm doing some sports in the evening because I had no time during the day. Mm-hmm. So there is no excuse, even if it's 11 p.m. Or I need to do something on the computer. So that the day could be longer than a normal day. I like the flexibility for sure, and that comes with sometimes with an opposite, that you being, if it's for example vacation, you're not. This is something, if you have passion, for sure you do it. You take your phone, you take your laptop. You're being active. You take also like in the vacation some hours to work for the business. So, and to me, I do it since years. I'm okay with that. I love that. I have a lot of passion, and I try to balance everything out.
What does a good day at work look like? And also, but a bad day. What does a good day and a bad day look like?
A good day, starting with the good day, is when we have fun as a team. So when I start with my daily routine, open dashboards and see good numbers. Of course, this is good. I like that.
Of course. Yeah.
So if everything is green, everything is okay. We have no bugs. We have good revenue, we have good customer feedback. So this makes me happy, and this also keeps like the energy very high. But of course, with good days, you have also bad days. You have challenges. You have like complaints from customers. If you have like millions of customers, you have many complaints. You have also days and weeks where you have like bad numbers and you don't know why, and then you have tried to finding out the root cause. And as an entrepreneur, you also like I feel responsible for everything, and I'm also interested in everything what is connected to the business. This can be sometimes a challenge because you take it with home. If something is not running smoothly, then you're not like, this is something what I can do better. Like also then switch it off for a sense of like, okay, now tomorrow is another day. We can also fix it tomorrow, but this is something what is not that easy.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You mentioned a good day means when you look at the dashboard, all's green, trending up. But also you mentioned about seeing good reviews from customers, from subscribers, those who've got, the Fastic app. Those two are obviously very important, more so for you as the co-founder. If you were to rank the two, what would be the most important to see on a good day? To read a very good review or reviews about, how Fastic has made a positive impact on someone's lives, or that, the revenue is on the rise. If you were to rank the two, hearing, reading a positive feedback, and then also versus, the revenue that you're seeing from the dashboard, how would you rank the two?
It depends on the stage of the company. There are stages where the feedback it's more important than the revenue. At the moment, honestly, we are looking closer to the revenue because we had very hard times. We like trying to make it profitable, which is accomplished. And to make a profitable business, you need to make decisions based on numbers, which is then in our case, revenue trend, like much more important.
What does failure mean to you? And have you ever failed? And if you have, how did you bounce back?
We failed a lot. So that's normal, especially in the early days of being self-employed to run a company with not that much experience. You learn, you fail, you do it again, the same mistake because you believe you can do it better or in a different way. But then, no, you learned this lesson already. Still, we make all the time fails, and this is okay because we decided to execute very fast and that and not to look to all the different routes or ways what is maybe a little bit easier with less fails, with less crashes, with less complaints. But this is the opposite means you being not that fast, right? And I like to be fast, so I like to be the first mover, and I like to be always in front of anyone else.
Has that got anything to do with the name Fastic? You like being fast?
Yes, like Fastic has different meanings. Yeah. So one meaning is for fasting. Yeah. But Fastic is much more than that. So we have a very holistic approach. It's movement. It's food tracking. Nutrition intake. It's habits. It's more than just that. But we aim for fast results. So customers they have a goal in mind. And we try to support them with as much as needed for this goal, to reach that goal. And everyone like to reach goals fast. So sometimes we need to take it honestly say okay, if you want to lose 10 kilos, this is nothing what you can reach by next week. But we can guide you through that.
Have you ever thought of quitting?
A good question. So like in the current circumstances, I'm super happy with my co-founders and with the team. I loved it a lot. But we had situations where it was more tough, and then you need to question yourself. I'm the right people for the seat, and I stepped back for half a year because we believed in a found around that I wasn't the right guy for the beginning. But then a few months back we regret that decision, and then okay, so then let's take the challenge again.
That's really interesting. So back then you went through a phase of questioning yourself as a co-founder or as a CMO.
Like being responsible for growth, yes.
And what was it that made you? Did something happen? And if you're able to share, that's great. What happened that led you to think that, maybe I'm not cut out for this?
Yeah, in the beginning of this venture, we had like different goals in mind, what we want to reach as a team, as a founder team. Different interests, different areas to go with, and of course expectations on revenue growth, etc. pp. And if then we wasn't able to achieve like some milestones, and then I think it's good to then question yourself. I'm the right guy? Is this my fault? Is this connected to myself? Like, are there some circumstances what made this slow speed or something? And then sometimes you need a little bit of influence from other perspectives, and this is why it's very good to have co-founders. They also can give you different views on things, and also they like giving you then the energy to like say, okay, now we know like it's very good to be in a team. Let's go back on track and go back to the front.
So what did you do then? So you had to step back, and then you had to think, what else did you do to then decide, oh no, I can do it, we can do it, we have to go back because I was right for that, I was part of the team, and I should still be part of the team, and then we can do it. What was it?
The moment where like like going back in history, we had similar situations in the first venture, Lavu, like the dating app. We had similar experiences. A big co-founder team, like a big founder team, with like a lot of people. They are very strong, bringing a lot of different. I think sometimes it's better to step back, then you can see things more clear, and then you can compare it with your experiences or the same situation what we went through already, and this was a little bit similar. This situation, and then I thought, no, I was right. Was right to do the things like I did, and then all the other people like saw it the same way, and then okay, let's come together again. So there was also no bad mood or something like that. It was just it was a business decision to like keep going.
Were there any sacrifices you had to make to get Fastic to where it is now? Personally, professionally, it can be anything.
When we started Fastic in 2019, everything was so easy, and like app business was like I would say like a little bit on trucks, like this. Especially then when COVID hits, skyrocketing. So there was like in the whole venture environment, in the finance world, everything was money overflowed. The valuations of the companies skyrocketed a lot. For Fastic as well. We invested a lot of our own money, but we also got some family and friends money, Any valuation goes up like crazy, and on this time we make some mistakes with decisions. So, and we hire too much people. I think from perspective right now, we overhired. We always say okay, we need an employee for there's a new task, employee like this. And again, we made this mistake already in the first startup. So lesson learned already, but in a time where the market is so strong and you believe anything is possible. Yeah, you're being influenced by others, and then you make the same mistake again.
Yeah.
This we have to fix then and learn the lesson again very hard.
So let's talk about Fastic, the birth of Fastic. What is Fastic?
Fastic is a mobile application or platform, health platform for living a good life, for achieving goals, for finding well-being. That means that our customers having some goals in mind, losing weight, having better eating habits, tracking food, being more energized, having more focus, and for all that we have some tools in the product and bring all together in one single dashboard. That's Fastic.
For those who are not aware what intermittent fasting is, I know it's gotten very popular recently, but for those who have not heard about it, have not come across about it, what is intermittent fasting?
To us, or to me, it's a lifestyle. So it's something where you make a pause from overeating and give your body the chance to stop work, your stomach stop working all the time. So it's I do it on a 16 or 70 hours break. So that means I skip breakfast, focusing in the morning being clean, having lunch and dinner and some snacks in between. That's it. So that's very easy to add to a daily routine.
Intermittent fasting. What is the health benefit?
It depends a little bit on the goal itself. So I can just talk about a lot of our customer needs and as well as my needs. So we have multiple health benefits when you start intermittent fasting. So the break of the eating gives our customers, give me more energy in the morning. So I don't feel lazy after lunch. So my sleep turns better. And all that comes with a very good way that I can maintain my weight very good. I still have a very good BMI. So of course I do a lot of sports, which is important to do not only focusing on your nutrition intake, but this keeps my weight over the years super stable. So I'm at 67 since we start Fastic, and and brings me I feel like now 10 years younger at least. I'm super in shape. I'm super active, and my bio age. I did recently a bio age test. It was the 12 years below my actual age. So
Wow.
from the science perspective, a lot. So we hear quite often from our customers as a feedback, they get rid of pills, for example, with diabetes 2. Doctors also recommend to start intermittent fasting. And then we got videos from customers where they throw away the pills, since I start this, and thank you Fastic for that. I not need any pills anymore, which is very good and very cool to hear that we influencing people in that way. Some people say I'm having now a better skin. I'm love that I'm trying to come in this autophagy direction, which means that your body eating your bad cells. So there are so many stuff we could talk now hours about that.
Yeah,
I think most important is that it needs to fit to anyone else. So like I always say, like to if someone asking me, listen to your body, maybe talk to like a doctor or like to a nutrition expert, and then start a show.
Health and fitness is such a saturated market.
100% it is. Yeah, you have apps for everything.
So what made you think that your product was going to make it to the market and be well received as well?
In 2019, there were not that many pure fasting apps. So as far as I remember, there were a few, but not that much. It was not so crowded as it is now. So, which is quite normal when something start make revenue and having more attraction, like a lot of people follow in this environment. What we did differently, I think it's acting very fast, and I remember that there was an Apple event in Munich, and there were a few other, let's say, competition publishers came there, and they like, wow, I mean, you entered this environment recently and they have a very fast pace. How do you do that? So how many people working for Fastic? Like this feedback. And I think this has something to do with the experience what we made over the years. If you being this 10 years in a row and working in a mobile environment, you not need to have not always this try and error thing.
Yeah.
You just do it because you know it. And then of course you're being faster.
Yeah. You learn the lessons.
You learn the lessons. Not every lessons, of course not. We always learn, of course.
Yeah.
But I think a few.
Yeah.
And then a little bit luck and timing and team and money. Like it's not always luck.
Yeah. It's a combination.
It's a combination
of effort, learning, hard work, money,
passion,
and did I already mention luck?
Yes.
You mentioned earlier about feedback, about testimonials from customers saying how it's massively made an impact on their lifestyle. Even you mentioned around diabetes, someone like threw away, I don't know, the pills that they used to take.
Yes.
What does it mean to receive feedback like that? How does that make you feel?
We actively asking customers to send us feedback, especially with video. It's very cool to see that we're making such a great impact. I mean, the only thing is you have like from good feedback, not that much what you can improve then. So we spend more attention on the bad ones.
And so what's the process of doing so? So talk to us about that, because that's very interesting. You put a spotlight on the bad ones. One, why? Two, what do you then do with those feedback?
First of all, we try to get a deeper understanding how crucial that is and how many times it's mentioned. So, of course, if it's just a few bad reviews or a few people, they complain about something and you having a business for millions of people, you not can fix everything. Mm-hmm. So this will never ever happen. So I think this is normal in the tech and software environment. We need to understand the underlying problem and to see what has everything in common to definitely bring this to the roadmap. So we always serve some time on the roadmap for the customer complaints where we try to get better, make it more clear, or make it more easy for example, cancellation processes and things like that. Mm-hmm. Anything what is connected to that, you need to having your eyes and your ears on the customer. If it's needed, talk to them directly. So try to be as much as possible your own customer. So as I do, so I have I can't remember, I have probably 100 profiles or even more, and use it as a customer and try to look on the product as a customer and try to be very dumb somehow in using the product to not look on the product as a professional, right? To like make it more easy, make the UX UI more easy.
Yeah, you want to step into how the users are actually using it and the different obstacles that they may encounter when they use the product. So when you say use the product like dumb, like someone who's no idea, so then that's how you make the journey easy for each user.
Yes, yeah. Then understand the main customer. I mean, our customers are a little bit older, so that we can't expect that everything is crystal clear to them. Then, of course, some like digital native, but also older than that.
Yeah.
And then, especially in this case, you need to really try to make it easy as possible. And I know everyone working as a publisher, they know that's not so easy. The UX UI is crucial, and you always have to improve that.
Who uses Fastic? What age range?
We have users in every age and every gender, so across the globe. So, but the main audience, it's we figured it out a few years back. With a lot of interviews with customers. Of course, you look at data. The main core audience is between 30 to 50, female, working mom, busy, 2 kids.
So I read a quote from one of the articles, one of your interviews, and the quote said, "The solution to leading a healthier life lies in our body itself." Do you remember this quote?
Over the years, I gave so many quotes, but I at least in a sense, I remember.
Do you care to elaborate what you mean by this?
It means that you have to listen your body. So not everything fits to everyone. So to us means that, or to me means that we need to make the journey as personalized. Right now, with the area of AI, this is finally possible, and we liked it a lot.
What was the first year in business like for Fastic? Can you remember the growth, the investments that you had to make?
And the first year was quite amazing. The first years, not only the first year, but the first year was all about developing the MVP, making the smoke test, understand if there is a business case. Would people pay for that? Otherwise, you can't have a profitable business if the people don't like to pay. And it turns out very quickly that they would do. Yeah, and then we have the challenge to bring it alive as soon as possible, bring it to market, and take it from there. And the challenge was, I remember it very good. My challenge were at the time to making sure that the credit card has enough money on hold to spend on Meta and TikTok and so on, a lot of money, because it starts very skyrocketing.
Right. So you're talking about the marketing budget.
Yeah. I mean, this was my environment, the growth. I did it since day one.
Yeah. Did you have any investments in the first year of the business?
Yes. Before we start the company, we invested by ourselves. Okay. The main part as a founders team, and then friends and family jump in.
And do you remember how much revenue did the business make in the first year it's operated?
I can't remember exactly this. I think in the first year, I'm not 100% sure. I think we made 500,000 or 600,000, and then the year after already a few million. This was done 10x also the year after. It's going it grew very fast.
Yeah, in the true Fastic manner where everything is fast.
Exactly.
Going back to that first year, to seeing the revenue, at what point did you think to yourself, and maybe also the founders, we have got a product that's going to be huge?
I think this was right away after a few weeks after we released it and saw the first traction. So and then you know already, you see the marketing reaction, you see the reviews, you see how people commenting on ads, you see the usage of the customer, you see increasing session times, you see good retention, more or less. Depends a little bit on which view you have on that. And then we knew it already, okay, this direction is good. The health environment is huge. The health market itself is huge. We have a very, very big market to grow. And this was literally, I would say, like 1 month after release.
What's the business valued at now?
That's something hard to say. Like the last round at Fastic was 100 million.
Wow. And is there a North Star? What is the North Star? When would be the time when you know, this is it, I can retire? That's the revenue. That's the value of the company that I am going to say, we've done it. Potentially hire somebody else to replace you as a CMO. You can go back to Marbella, relax.
This is not so easy to answer. You know, in my previous company, we sold the business, and I stay as a manager in the company because it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I learned new things, working with Americans together. And last year, when I talked to my co-founders, we told to ourselves that we committed to make something big as long as this needed. So at the moment, I can't say we have to achieve this amount of revenue, or we have to achieve this amount of customers, and then we have to step out again. So if it turns out in a few years that this is too big to manage by myself, then we will figure it out. Then we will question ourselves: is the right people in the right seat or not? And anything else we will figure out down the line.
What are you like as a manager? Never mind co-founder, because I know you are also the CMO. What are you like as a CMO?
Very hands-on. Literally, so Fastic is now a very small team, and we try to keep it very small. That means everyone has to do everything if it's needed. So we not make the team as big as needed to have for any task someone. And yeah, I like to be I like to be on the front, and also I like to be creative. I like to create briefings. I like to work close to my teammates. So it's I don't like to just decide something without having a very deep understanding what's going on.
Yeah. The story of Fastic and how it started, and of course hearing how you are and your influence to the business and the attitude you've got around it, the passion, the drive, very inspiring, of course. We probably have viewers, listeners thinking, I want to get to where they are. I want to be inspired by Toby. I want to build my own app. I want to scale my app, or just build a business. If there was one piece of advice that you can give to the viewers, what would that be?
I think it's very obvious. To me, it's definitely do something with passion, where you have passion for. If you do something what you really like and what you do by yourself, as I do, I do fasting, I do sports, I do good nutrition, then it's very easy to also influence other people's lives, because then it's not a lie. So then you really stay behind the product, stay behind the brand, and then you can live that, and everyone will feel that.
If there was one thing that you could go back in time to, in your life, what would that be?
You mean just going back in
time and then change it? When would that be in your life, and what would that be? What would you want to change?
I think I would go back to the very early days of the App Store and making sure to start a lot of different options because it was so easy.
What's your mission in the next 5 years? What's Toby going to be doing? What's Toby going to be building?
I'm focused on the mission of Fastic. So we decided to build a super app for weight loss and well-being for the next years. And there's another ambitious goal, which is then turning it into a health platform. But we need to slice it down to not doing this a lot of things at the same time. So that is the goal. This is the vision.
Thank you, Toby. This has been I really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope you did too.
Yeah.
And hopefully the viewers as well and the listeners will be able to take some learnings and hopefully be inspired by the conversation.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having me.
once again.
Adios. Bye-bye.